Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do a quick little update on a couple of things, kind of put myself into headspace and preparing for tomorrow, February 1st. I said in my last video that I was doing a weigh-in and I was going to check in on the scale and see where I am currently with my weight moving forward. Sort of a baseline as far as what I'm going to do with my, I guess, my health journey, how I want to tackle that, how I want to start. But at least I'll have a baseline and kind of know where I stand. But with that said, my name is Amanda. If you're new here, thanks for hopping on and stopping by. Like I said, I just have a few things on my mind. Today's been a really rough day, actually, and I'm usually pretty bright and positive person, and I don't let a lot of negative things get me down. But yeah, I got a lot of things that are kind of waxing and waning on my mind, and you know, with school, being a full-time student, and my what should be my last semester, got a lot of things that I need to get done with classes and so on. And I did not make my goals for what I had planned to study yesterday, and I did not hit my goal as of today. It's potentially a possibility that I will, but it's already getting late in the day. But yeah, I've just been kind of down in the dumps. I know I've been mentioning this health journey and stuff, and I've just had, first of all, I'll have to insert a picture. I have this shelf in my bathroom, and it just I don't know, nobody was near it. We were bringing some stuff in, and I had moved something out of the way, and then just randomly one of my kids was standing there, and I had turned around to put a towel, on the shower, whatchamacallit, rack, the yeah, the shower thingy. um, and then they're like, "Oh no!" And you just heard this crashing, and I turn around and this thing is falling down, and everything has crashed off of it. I had a plant on the top that was dead, but it was full. It was a plant in a pot, and it had fallen, and all the dirt and everything had fallen out of it all over the floor. Um, there was a kind of like a basket. It was like a basket, not weave, but kind of looked like a basket with flowers on it, and that was made out of ceramic, and it crashed and broke, and but so I was trying to clean this mess up, and my God, my knees are, I'm so nervous with my knees lately. I feel like one wrong move and I'm done, and I'm gonna hurt myself, and I'm gonna need to have some sort of surgery or do something. But yeah, I really was impacted by bending and stooping, and this morning I even tried to do some assisted what do you call them? My brain. What do you call those? That my brain wants to say push-ups and push-downs at the same time. Squats, for crying out loud. And even holding on to my sink and going down and doing those, I was holy heck, holy heck, this is not good. It was so painful. It was a lot to it, but and I've mentioned in previous videos also, so on top of that, all the aches and pains and all the things, I'm sort of nervous about stepping on a scale and actually seeing what this number is, but I think it's going to make a lot of sense, and I'm pretty nervous about it. So, but let me see if I have any drink in here. Not really. The ice was getting me. This is actually an addiction I have. This is a cup full of ice, and it's finally starting to melt with some water. I will sit and chomp on ice all day long. My kids hate it. Oh, it's yes. If I had a vice, that's it. It's ice. My vice is ice. Oh my gosh, totally addicted. But anyhow, um, so yeah, I'm sort of nervous about stepping on a scale. I got new batteries in that thing, and it's working. I downloaded the app or re-downloaded it. I already had it or something. I don't know, reactivated whatever it was. So I'm ready to go with that. I'm going to do that in the morning, and I'm going to kind of just see what all the bells and whistles say, because there's so many different things. It tells you like your BMI. It tells you your body fat like percentages, your protein, your visceral fat, your I said protein. What does it tell you? Your metabolic age. I think like I'm trying to remember. I just like glanced at it. Water weight is another one. There's like 8 or 9, 10 different things that the scale supposedly will register and tell you about how actually like how actual how uh specifically like how specific is it really to be able to gauge that actually. I don't know, I can't even talk straight, but um yeah, I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see and kind of like be like a sounding board of moving forward and whatnot. Um, so yeah, and then I think in the last couple of I need to get one of those stick things. Hold my camera because I'm just holding you guys in my hand. But I need to what was I gonna say? Oh, so yeah, I think in a couple of videos back I mentioned to you guys that I don't have a job currently. That I never talked about that, have I? Anyhow, I kind of was in the process of, I feel like, being let go. Um, but I thought in my best interest, it would be better for me to go ahead and see myself out. It made more sense, and I felt better about that decision. Um, so essentially, yeah, I'm still looking for work, and it sucks. It really does. So I've been down in the dumps about that. I've been putting in a lot of job applications, and I'm constantly like on the lookout for things and stuff to pop up and whatnot, but it's like really rough, and it's getting tough. It's getting really tough. In fact, my van today just rolled over. Probably hear the dogs in the background. Over 200,000 miles. It's been good to me. It's been really good to me. I've had to do a lot of work on it, sorta, but all like spread out, nothing like all at once. The last big major thing that I did, probably, I'm gonna say close to like 2 years ago now, was the transmission. We had to overhaul and rebuild the entire transmission. So, but it's a Dodge Caravan. What are you gonna do? Keep our fingers crossed that it keeps us going, and we could get a few more years out of it. That's the goal. But that was kind of like depressing in a way. Like, oh my goodness, and I've had it for a really long time too. I got that van when I was still pregnant with my youngest, so that would be almost 9 years. I think almost 9 years. She's 8 and I was pregnant at the time. So, yeah, I think August will be 9 years. I got it right before my birthday, actually. But so I was kind of bummed to see that roll over and, just trying to like job hunt and find something. School load is pretty demanding. It's kind of low key right now, but just the trajectory of everything and the assignments and what we're doing, it's going to really start compounding, and things are going to start getting in the way of other things, and it's just going to be a lot. We're 2 weeks into the spring semester, so 14 weeks to go. Woo woo! Which is exciting. But also, I'm down in the dumps with the fact that I was supposed to be walking at the end of the semester in May, and commencement and everything, and done with this BS and have my bachelor's. But I decided that it was in my best interest to drop class while I was able to. Last semester that I worked really, 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 really hard to get for the fall. I figured it was, I made a really hard decision to drop that class, and it probably was for the best, but I still feel the repercussions of it, and I'm still really bummed, and it's just really hard for me to accept. And I'm trying to figure out what my next move is. So, to put that in context for you, the class that I worked really hard to get into was OChem 1. And in order to get into OChem, if you're not really familiar with all the things, the prerequisites are generally like Gen Chem, Gen Chem, Chem 2, and then physics, I think, was something I needed to get also. And then I would be able to go ahead and um, take OChem 1. And yeah, I did it. I did it all. I did it. I did it back in the fall, or back in the spring, and then over the summer I took both both physics and Chem 2 plus a lab. Came on campus over the summer for the lab, and I was really crazy pregnant, like big time pregnant, because let's see, we did the embryo transfer end of February ish. So I was like, I was bumping. I was definitely bumping. And it was a lot. It was a lot. So when the fall came around, things were, doing what they were supposed to be doing and all the things. But I just, that organic chem class, and I had a biology in a lab, and the organic had a lab as well. I couldn't, I had like 10 minutes to make it from my one course to another course, and that professor honestly was not the best. And in my mind, I'm like, if I'm going to take this and I need it, it's very important component to as a prereq, and to have as a science class going into an application for med schools. I was like, I want to do my best. I want to do my absolute best and get the best grade that I possibly can, and not have to come back and retake it again. So I made a decision to drop it. But if I had not dropped it, I still need to take organic 2. And I would be right now sitting for organic 2 in during this semester. But it would be organic 2, plus it would be genetics with a lab. Both of those have a lab. Plus it would be the other 3, the capstone course that I was telling you guys about, that's like kind of heavy with the writing and the research, and the mentorship program. And then the other 2 courses, one is like operations management, and then an HR management course. So, I mean, it would have been a lot still, but yeah. Why am I so bummed about this? I can't walk in May because I don't have those courses, obviously, right? Well, you can't take 2 until you take 1. You can't take 1 and 2 at the same time. Like, it's the whole thing. They don't offer it in the summer. So Chem 1 is offered in the fall. I was hoping, I was trying to figure out if they offered it in the summer, and then I could just graduate in December at the end of the year. Come to find out, and what I'm hearing through, the pipeline, I'm still trying to get a lot of things like figured out and answers, and a lot of people are like don't really have too many answers for me right now. But is could I still graduate in May with my bachelor's because I've met all the criteria for the program that I am in for the Bachelor's of Science in the Healthcare Administration Management program. I just tacked on 2 science basically courses that need to be completed so that I have all the necessary things together for my applications to med schools, essentially, right? So I'll meet all the requirements for my bachelor's and could potentially walk, but then that would mean I need to come back and take OChem 1 and 2. And then there's not really like a post-bac program that I'm going to be in. So I don't know if the university will let me do that, how that works, or what that even looks like. And on top of it, I'm in the hot seat and I essentially have any science courses that I need. My advisor basically, I kind of have like seniority. I kind of have like pull because we're in healthcare administration management. Um, it's like my seats are saved, if that makes sense. My science seats are saved. So there's not like competition over some other major or out there or whatever student body is. I don't have to fight for my science seats. But if I go ahead and graduate, does that change? And then, can I even get in a seat to sit for this course? That just changes the whole dynamics of everything. So it's frustrating. It was frustrating to think that I had to hold back and not graduate. I've put so much work into this. We're talking full time plus, you know, straight since January of 2024. We're talking 17, 16, 17 plus credits every single semester, grinding it out, working. I'm also have been working the whole time, pregnant with this last I received my kiddos, like, doing the whole thing as a single mama, trying to, build a dream for and a legacy for all of us. And now I feel like we're sliding back a few steps and it's taking longer. We're so ready to move out of this house. We're so ready to move on to the next stage and do the next thing. So, and now to think that I won't be able to walk in winter and I would have to wait until a whole entire year, spring from May, not even right now, but in spring of next year, 2027, was not what I wanted to do. And then the whole job thing, I'm starting to get scared. I'm not gonna lie. We're all living in this world right now. We all know what's going on, and you only have so much of an emergency fund saved, and resources and all the things. So yeah, it's what it is. Just trying to make it happen. But there is positivity. There is light. There is a silver lining. This capstone class, we have a lot of networking and connections and things. We're going to be doing a round table, as it's called. My professor calls it. I think I'm going to sneeze. I hope not. I don't want to do a lot of editing, but we're going to do this round table, and there's going to be some hospital. Who are they? They're big. They're big names, and one of them is in HR, and really is like it's kind of like a careerist kind of roundtable thing to help people look at navigate the local hospital system, and potentially have some, not offers on the table, but have some um, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, insight and kind of like that hand up, you know, um, getting into maybe some potential roles there in the hospital um, system itself. But my hand is starting to ache. But yeah, so not all is lost, right? There's hope for some some potential prospective positions. It just has to work around my school schedule. It has to work around my family and my kids. That's what's really tough. That's the hardest part. I do have welcoming open arms to go back to my last prior position. I was doing home health. I do not feel healthy enough. I do not feel like a safe nurse to be able to go back to that specific case. There's a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of it's one on one. It's literally just me, and I just don't feel like it's a safe nursing position for me to be in, and go back to do that. I mean, do I need the income? Hell yes, absolutely. But I also don't need to be concerned that someone very dear and, um, someone that I'm caring for could potentially be injured for. That's all. I don't have anything else to say. I'm all about keeping everybody safe. So I'm not in a position that I can physically go back and do that at all. I know that for a fact. And tomorrow, like I said, I'm low key nervous, but I'm also excited because I think it's going to really answer the question of what the. I don't think I realize how much I weigh. I should go back and look and see how much I weighed at the end of that pregnancy. Right before delivery. I don't even know. But if I had to guess, I'm thinking like I don't know. I know my body doesn't feel good. I would just say like 245. Yeah, up there. I definitely know it's over 200 for sure. I want to say like 245 maybe. I don't know, whatever. We'll find out tomorrow for sure. But yeah, I guess another thing that's positive is that if I don't get to graduate in December, I don't have to worry about it being freezing cold. It could be warm in the spring. I don't know. I'm 1,000 miles off topic probably now, but I've just kind of been like down in the dumps, sort of, and trying to like get my head straight and all the things. But I know at the end of the day how far I've come and how close I am. So I have that to look forward to. But yeah, some days can be harder than others. Man. Oh, and here's another thing. Guess what today is? Do you know? Do you know? It's day 12. Day 12 of me sticking to my goals of uploading a video. I am so freaking proud of myself. And you know what? This is kind of healing too, in a way, to be able to do like a little journal in a sense. Hmm. I don't know. But yes, I am so excited and I'm so thankful to have this platform and be able to start trying to do something with it, and going from there. So I'm so excited too. I actually you know what? That's another positive thing. I put pen to paper and something that I've wanted to do for a really long time. I started mapping out how I need to get from point A to point B and how I can bring that to you guys. Because that walk I'm walking, so I should be talking about it. We'll see where we get there. But all right, I've chatted up enough, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm gonna show you that shelf that fell. I'm so grateful because it has like three glass shelves itself. And it's like, made out of metal or whatever. The whole thing like came crashing down. What a crazy thing. But anyhow, I'm gonna go back to my chomping on my ice, drinking my melted water. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a good night. Bye.